Okay, reminder from Holly to record. So welcome if you're listening in on the recording. Thank you, Holly. But we're going to do a training. Would love to do a training on just really understanding the power of habits, having really good, strong habits, as well as a strong DMO. I feel like that piece is so crucial for the business. And I know, when I wander away from it, I really suffer. But when I'm in it and I'm in the groove of having really strong habits in my business, there are great things that are happening. So I feel like it's crucial. I'm going to share my screen because I do have a presentation I'm going to share with you. And this presentation, I did a piece of this presentation, or this presentation is a piece of a bigger presentation. But so I'm just going to run through this portion about the habits and why they're so important to us. So one of the conferences that we were at, Jay Martin was speaking, and he said, big problems require big solutions, which create big opportunities, and that we are on the front line of battle, right? And so that really spoke to me because I was thinking about, here we are in this position with two situations going on that are definitely crisis situations in our country. Okay, so what he was basically saying is that we are warriors on a mission on the front line of battle, addressing two of our nation's biggest problems, the healthcare crisis and the lack of financial security, the financial crisis. And we do, you guys, we have the opportunity to bring people health and wealth if they're looking for it. So I love that we are solution givers, solution bringers to really painful, difficult things going on in this world. And that's why we call it a mission. I feel like we are on a mission together to make a difference. First of all, just really quickly, if you don't know our story, I just wanted to briefly share just a little bit of it because I know we have some new people and you might not really know my warrior story. I feel like I am a mighty warrior on this journey. But so this is Brian and I, this was this was before we got married, so long time ago. And we're getting ready for our 32nd anniversary. So it has been a long time. I look at these pictures and I'm like, oh my goodness, we were such athletes. We were so excited to jump into any adventure and live life, really fully. And but just a few years later, after we got married, I was working in the hospital and started developing an autoimmune disease. And that autoimmune disease lasted for a good 8 years, was really in so much pain. So I went from this kind of activity and adventure to really kind of plummeting into a really difficult place. So not only was I seeing in the hospital the disease and devastation, watching families, be destroyed by what was happening to some of these people, but I was developing my own battle, my own situation. And I think back on those days, you guys, and I think about the handful of autoimmune diseases that were going on back then. And now there are over, there's hundreds. There's definitely over 100 that they have diagnosed, but they keep having to come up with new names. They have to come up with new situations because there are so many. So where there used to be maybe a ward here in Dayton of childhood cancer, now there are hospitals of childhood cancer. So the situation is so much more spiraling down and so much worse today. We have a terrible battle that's raging around us. So just to give you a little idea of how that all started, so I had this fibromyalgia, I had irritable bowel syndrome, I had allergies, just not the kind of nurse you want taking care of you, right? So eventually I wasn't able to care at the hospital, but I had to figure out how to care for my kids and my family feeling the way that I did. And the only answer that I knew was, vitamins and medications, and my cabinet was full and it was flourishing with all kinds of goodies. Vitamin-wise, people would come over and they'd have a headache. And I'm like, take your pick. I've got this beautiful display of all kinds of medicine. I really was proud of it because I'm a nurse and that was my background. But I believe that everything is woven together for a reason. I also, during that time of just really suffering, I became a woman of faith. And it was a cry to God for help that really led me to find answers. I started realizing the power of creation we designed ourselves for. And so that was the beauty that I started moving into. And I am so, so grateful that the Ewalds, Mike and Karen Ewald, shared with me. That's how I heard about it, was, kind of studying with Karen. But then when I went into his office for a chiropractic adjustment, he just shared, you've got to hear about this fruits and veggies in a capsule. So I am so, so grateful for that. And I just wanted to show, just here we are today. I did that half marathon and just have energy back, have life back. Now I just want to continue to move in that direction. I want to be the grandma that's doing cartwheels in the yard and, going on adventures as a grandma with my grandkids. And so that is our focus. But I love the power of what Dr. Richard Du Bois says about our product. After looking at all the clinical research done on Juice Plus, I recognize that there is nothing else available any place in the world, with or without a prescription, that has been shown to do all of these things in the body. So after looking at the research, he knew there is nothing out there that you can get that can impact your body. And so that's what was going on in my body. And I'm just so grateful. And that's what we see as we share Juice Plus with people. So I like to say that, battle wounds of yesterday will become your victory that you live in today, because I do believe that that's true. There's reasons why we go through suffering. There's reasons why we go through these hard times. And I really believe it's the victory that we stand in as we share with other people, as we move into that celebration of life that we've been given back. And not everybody has a transformational story, like that, but I know that everybody does feel better. Things are changing, they have energy, they're able to really, I just watched the transformation, with Pam, and just working out and how diligent she is and how strong she's become, and her health, and just watching. I mean, I can look at each person and just see a difference since I have known them. So we're making a huge difference, and I love that. People are waiting to hear about our culture. I really believe that. They're waiting to hear and learn about our product. Look at the fun that we have. I just love our team. I love what we're doing together. I love that we get to, stand together so that we can change the world. We can't do this business apart, can we? We need each other, and that is something very powerful. And you guys, the greatest tool that we have is by far, if we're using it correctly, is you. You are your greatest tool. Okay. Are you sharing the product? Are you sharing the mission? Are you engaged in conversation? I'll never forget when I was at a conference, again, so much happens at conference, and I was listening to Randy Matthews, and he said there are 3 things that are going to change your life and your business. 3, if you do these 3 things, you're going to have it down. And he said the first one is engagement, and the second one is engagement, and the third one is engagement. Okay, so he was making the point of we have to engage in people's lives. Okay, that is just crucial. Whether or not it is prospecting, we're in the midst of the Engage 30 right now, where we're having 30 seriously good conversations about nutrition in the business in a month's time. So we're reaching out to prospects, we're getting in touch with our customers, we're asking good questions, we're, asking them about their lives, we're getting to know them better. And this is a relational business. It's relational as we're building our teams. So very, very important that we are focused on engagement. And that's why we're doing this Engage 30. And it's been so wonderful to hear the stories and how you guys are connecting with people and the orders that are coming in, because lives are being touched in a deeper way. We've got the engagement, we've got vision out there, but vision without action, taking action, is just a dream. We're just dreaming about great things, right? But action without vision just kind of passes time. We're just staying busy so often. We don't want that either. We want to have vision with the action, and in that, we're changing the world. And I love that. I feel so certain that that is true of this business and what we're up to. Along with the goals are going to take us there, right? That roadmap to vision becoming a reality is, knowing what you want, when you want it, and what are you willing to do to make it happen. And that's why we're going to talk about the habits and what really is going to lead to that success is doing the intentional activity so that we can see those dreams come to fruition. So habits, I have to keep moving us around because we're getting in the way, okay, our pictures. So habits are an acquired mode of behavior that has become nearly or completely involuntary. When habits, they develop, right? And they can be both good or bad. So it's something we need to be thinking about. What are the habits in our lives? What are they doing for us? Are they moving us forward, or are they hindering us? So habits are actually neurosignatures in the brain. So if you think about, like for me with my Invisalign, I now have to brush my teeth after every meal. Okay, for a while there, it was just really hard for me to do. But the more I kept getting in the routine of that, it's like I needed it. It became what starts out as a neurosignature that's almost like a thread. It's going to be very, very small in the brain. And then we do it again. We do that pattern again and again and again. And what's going to happen is we're going to have this cord that's going through our brain. Like when we get up in the morning, we're going to brush our teeth, right? When we park our car, Brian and I always park in the same spot. We sleep in the same side of the bed. We've got neurosignatures that we don't even think about that are really, really important that we're developing in our business. So that's why, it really does require discipline. But then the more that we do it, the more that we are going to see that it's becoming what we need to happen. And I'll just use, for me, it's been the Sunday night. I have it twice on the calendar, Sunday night and Monday morning. It used to be I tried to do it on Friday. That just wasn't working. But planning my week, just printing out the calendar, making sure everything's in place that I want for the week. It's the one time that you really need to think about your business. Then your habits are moving. You're moving in what's already been established. Okay, yeah, life is happening, or you're going to go and you're going to work out and you're going to be talking to people there just because it's such a habit for us. It's ingrained in who we are because of our passion and our purpose. But, we want those neurosignatures for what really matters in this business to be ingrained. And I just love, I love this. Okay, so once there was a man galloping on a horse named Habit. It appeared he was going somewhere very quickly. A man along the road shouted, "Where are you going?" And the rider replied, "I don't know. Ask the horse." Okay, so think about that. It could be, and I'm thinking that this is what's meant by this, that, the horse and the bad habits, the guy doesn't even know where he's going, right? These habits that are so ingrained are taking him somewhere, and they're taking him somewhere quickly, but it could be leading to nowhere. All right. I like to think of them as the horse has such good habits that are in place, and the man is just moving in them, but it seems as though he would know where he's going. So that's why I think it's the other one. But think about that, because you might have some habits in your life that really are holding you from moving forward in a way that really is going to make a huge difference. So be thinking there. So I am going to throw this out there for us to talk about. So please do unmute your phone, because I would love to hear from you. When it comes to habits, what are habits that you've developed that have been built into your business that you see as being a successful habit? What would you say?
Consistency.
What?
Consistency.
Yes, consistency of doing the business. Yeah. And consistency, it could be that, consistency in doing your customer follow-up, but consistency might not be happening somewhere else. Maybe there's not that weekly, planning, right? So, but consistency is so key for sure. Yeah. What else?
Just talking, being bold and speaking up and sharing, listening to people, and then speaking into their lives.
Yeah. Good. So true. Just having that confidence, right? Having that confidence to be bold. We know we have something powerful. We have something great. So just that consistently stepping in and taking action with people, conversations. What else?
Listening to Voxer.
Making connections.
Making connections? Is that what you said, Thomas? Yeah. Making connections with people. Yep. making sure maybe you've got a Thursday is your customer care day and you are consistently reaching out to your customers on Thursdays or whatever it might be. So making those connections, following up. Yeah. Brian, you were saying something?
Just Voxer to stay connected to what's happening.
Yes, definitely. Definitely Voxer is important. Yeah. And determining what is it for you at least once a day, if not 3 times a day. You know, do it in the morning, do it mid-afternoon, and maybe just catch it in the evening, see if you've missed anything. So what else?
Pulling reports on a daily basis is actually what I've done since the beginning.
Yes, you are so good at that, Sharon. So good at that. I that's something I need to pull reports more often. But yes.
When I do the PVC report, I let team members know when they've got a decline in their list.
Yes.
I just run down and look for the Ds, and then I shoot them a text message, and they at least are aware that, because not all team, I don't care how much you tell team members look for the declines, that they don't. So that just keeps the declines on the low. Anyway.
Definitely. Thank you for sharing that. That is a great one. What else comes to mind?
Asking questions
Mm-hmm.
instead of just telling everybody about Juice Plus, asking them so that you can hear the need and then offer it as a need.
Yeah. Asking good questions. That's great. Facebook or social media, you know, just getting yourself out there. I'm not as good with that either as some of you. So, you know, I'm always learning and growing from watching you guys. But I feel like that's important. Accountability. You know, if you're really wanting to move forward, accountability is important. You know, maybe making that a good habit. You know, Monday, let's share our calendars and what we're doing for the week. And then Friday, let's see how that went and what we might want to change. So those are some things to think about. What about 3 habits that could be sabotaging your success? We all have them, so. Procrastination. Yep. What else?
Succumbing to fear.
Not following up.
Yep.
No fair, I was going to say that.
You got her, Thomas.
Now I don't have anything to say.
Yeah. I think, you know, it's just easy to get so busy with some other things because we do have that fear. We do have an insecurity or something, right? I mean, I know I can hide in really good things, but it might be for reasons that aren't, you know, necessarily good for my business. So that's something to think about too. Anything else come to mind?
Contentment.
What?
Contentment. When I get a nice paycheck and I haven't, you know, I've built such a business that I don't have to put a ton in it to keep a nice paycheck. Sometimes it's hard to remember, no, you got to keep going. You got to keep going.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
Not staying connected with Voxer.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I think, you know, being a team player too is important. And I think sometimes, but you know, life does pull us away, but I think just really rallying as a team really helps your team members. And I guess that would just be an encouragement, because I feel like if we are all like team players, we're all in, our teams are going to see that and see the team as a stronger strength for each other. So, and what success habits do you feel like you need to install? Because for things to change, you know, we have to change, obviously. So, and
Following up.
Oh,
what's that?
I don't know, somebody was talking.
Go ahead, Sharon, you were saying something?
I just installed one today. It's like I went to an afternoon, it's a new H7 group, and there's some really good people in it.
Oh.
And it's just starting up. So I think that's a good I think a startup is good because it's building instead of walking into an already existing one.
Right. Right. Great exposure to new people and yeah, getting to know their businesses and supporting them. Yeah. Thomas, you were saying something, I think.
Doing a better job of following up.
Yeah. Good. Good. Well, I
But
did.
when-
Oh, go ahead.
I'll tag on to Thomas's comment, and the success habit is making sure you get their contact information. I think we can have conversations sometimes, and then for whatever reason we hesitate to ask them for, the contact information so we can do the follow-up.
Right. Yep. Yep. That's a great habit to get into for sure. Because if you don't have the number, then you're just banking on hopefully they'll call because they have your card. But yeah, definitely. Okay. Well, you guys, I feel like.
Or they may be in too big of a hurry to go somewhere.
Well, that could be. Yes. Yes. So important
And
things to think
you
about.
can't get the contact information soon enough.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So go ahead and, if you want to spend more time around this, because it really does make a difference. After every conference, these are the kinds of things, that are good to evaluate. It's good to ask yourself a lot of questions after conference because you've heard a lot of great things. Like, what do I need to change? What do I need to do differently? What do I need to let go of? What is hindering my growth? So those kinds of things, because we are what we repeatedly do, right? But don't count the things you repeatedly do. I think sometimes we're like, oh, well, I did a pretty good job today, but do the things that really do count. You want to do the things where you're reaching out and you're connecting with people. Just really quickly on the DMO side of things, there are really two different ways that people typically have a DMO in this business. And one of them is the DMO planner that's on missiondriven.info. And this works for a lot of people. If you're one of them that likes to write and just, go crazy with your pen or pencil, writing people down, writing phone numbers down, you can plug in the 2x2x2 activity here, but you're also going to be reminded, what events am I building for? Do I have any three-way calls that I can make? And you're thinking through and you're putting people in here, which I love that about this particular planner. Social media, it's reminding you to post, you're checking Voxer, and you're growing personally. Leaders are readers, so we always want to be personally growing, listening to calls, listening to, going to events, reading books. So just keep that in mind. A lot of people will just put this in a notebook, just print off a bunch of them. You just write the week of up here and just have that one planning time, and then, kind of go to town getting ready for your week. The other thing is Teamzy. I am really enjoying Teamzy. I know some of you are using it, some of you are not. Basically, this is a mode of operation that is working for a whole lot of people. It's especially for network marketing. It's a CRM system where you are doing follow-up, but it's pretty much giving you who to follow up with. It's all about relationships. There's great training and videos. This is basically the dashboard, and this is one that he had, so I didn't want to print my own because names would be coming up. But you can see, based on the goals that this person has, reaching out to 9 prospects a day in order to reach that goal, it automatically does this for you. You can change it, so if you say, oh, I really don't want to reach 9 people in one day, brand new, then you can change it to 6 or 7 or whatever. This is how many customers, distributors, how many people you've invited to something. And I love this part of it because it's making me so much more aware of what can I invite this person to? What's the next exposure for this person? And a lot of times I wouldn't necessarily be thinking about that, but I always think about that doing Teamzy. And then 3 people a day is what they have it set here to add people new into the system. So as you're out and about, you're adding the person that you met at the pool or working out or whatever. So it's good that we're always adding new people. We've got prospects, customers, distributors, and follow-ups. And it just pretty much gives you what to do. And then the scripts are there that you can use and copy and paste, right? The script is going to be here, but then you can copy and paste that script from here to directly into like a Facebook message or whatever it might be. There's videos telling you how to import. Import your PVC report, your customer genealogy report, your contacts from Facebook. So everybody goes in, and then you can go through and just kind of clean it up and decide who you don't want to be in there. There's all kinds of webinars. Basically, what I love the most about it is if you can give an hour a day, you are going to get so much done. It's all about the power hour, and Teamzy is showing you exactly what to do. If you're looking at like growing momentum on your team, you can listen to this training by, really great professionals in network marketing. And then there's frequently asked questions. So if you have a question, most likely it's going to be here somewhere. So love Teamzy. It's been powerful. I know many of us are using it. So if you want to have more conversation on Teamzy, just let us know, and we're happy to help you with that. So I guess, the last question here is, do you feel like you have a daily method of operation? Are you moving in something that keeps you focused? Like if you only have an hour a day, do you feel like you can sit down and you know exactly what to do? So like on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you guys think you are? And you don't have to share here unless you are comfortable with that. But I really want you to think about it because it's important. Very, very important for business growth and simplicity and having more time freedom. And we always talk about time freedom in this business. Well, if we're just randomly sitting down and doing our business, you guys, we are not going to have time freedom. But if we are sitting down, taking action, and what has already been planned for the week, and what is, coming up on Teamzy for us to lock into for the day, so much more simple, and you do have a lot more time freedom. The things that I feel like are missing are like events. Like if you need to plan an event, you're going to do that separately. I don't know. I think most of it is within Teamzy. So any comments about Teamzy? Anybody using it that would like to share something about it that they're really enjoying?
I love using it, and one of the things I just found out about it is I can do tags. So like I can have all my customers tagged by which city they're in, what products they're using. So when I get ready to do my customer care or my invites, I can just just type in those tags and it'll pull up everybody in that. So then I don't have to think, okay, who's in this city, who's in that city, right, or who's taken this, who's taken that. I can be very much more targeted in my outreach.
Yeah.
Easily.
I love that. Thank you. I'm just kind of getting into the whole tagging thing. Denny is doing the boot camp, the Teamzy boot camp. And so she's been sharing quite a bit on that. Yeah. Anybody else want to share on this? I know, Brian, you did the boot camp. Did you find it to be helpful?
I did find Teamzy to be very helpful. It was really easy to transfer all the data from Facebook and other collections of data that I already had over into the Teamzy their system. As a matter of fact, I just called customer service, and I allowed them to share my screen, share my computer, and they pulled it all over for me in like 10 minutes. And they showed me how to do it, but it was really nice to have them do it also.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing. I love this quote real quick. We're going to wrap this part up, but procrastination is the most expensive and visible cost in business today, by Roy Vaden. Take the stairs. And, if we aren't procrastinating, think about how much work we're getting done and, how much more success we're having. So something to think about, because success is earned and it's not given. So we want to find the way to be like successful in a concentrated kind of way, right? And just like you invest in your marriage, you invest in going to church to spiritually grow, whatever it might be, you're investing in something in order to benefit from it and in a great way. And so, this is our business. And so I'm just wanting to help you invest in your business in the best possible way, the most effective way, the most time efficient way. And then we're just out with, people always say you do this as you do life. And that's true to a degree, but I do feel like this intentional power hour is also going to be really important, even if it's just 3 times a week, whatever it might be for what your goals are. So, okay, just wanted to share that and go back here. All right. There's all those faces. Hi, Katie. Good to see you. Hi, Renee. Glad you guys are on. So what I've done is I've just asked people to share from the Pajama Regional who would like to share. And so it was an amazing time. It was just I feel like you can just sit in your jammies, in your sweats, you know, in your comfort and just receive and be together and have, you know, good conversations. So I'm just going to open it up for whoever would like to share about the PJ Regional.
I have to find my unmute button. Okay, the three-way calls, really the most simple tool we have that we don't use very often, or some of us forget to use it. But why are they so important? You do it every week. They can paint a picture of how things can be for your customers, for your potential customers, for your team. Why do we need to do them? Third-party validation, hearing success stories gives social proofs. It deepens relationships. It gets people educated and clarity on things. They just went through this whole great list of all the benefits of three-way calls, or connection calls as we call them. But most people's reluctance to use them are fear. Either that the call won't work, that it will jeopardize the relationship, or it'll feel weird, or it's just because we're inexperienced because we don't do it enough. So we need to be more comfortable with doing them. And one way to do that is we do our prep work. Make sure we share with our upline or whoever's on the call information about the person that is going to be talking to them, and know about your upline so you can share with them. And they said, you know, be real specific with whoever you're having join the call on what you want them to say, not say, questions. If there's a specific question that we would want them to ask our prospect or team member, make sure we share that ahead of time. And he just went over a bunch of different ways, or she went over a bunch of ways to use the team calls, like for new team members, for current team members, for customers, and went over the reasons why to use those. One of the things they talked about were the resources. You know, with mission-driven info, that you have verbiage that you can use. That the Freedom Revolution, getting started, just learning effective inviting, and there's an audio you can listen to. But their homework that they gave was just get courageous and do them. Invite people to the three-way calls this week. Just do it. And do a customer love call. I just appreciate you as a customer, and I would love to just love on you by connecting you with my good friend who can answer any questions you might have, or just however you want to do it. And then start to inviting team members to Austin. So it was a great call. I love all the details they gave and all the examples.
Good. And were you going to share on the final presentation?
Yeah, I can. Do you want me to go ahead and do that now? Okay. So the closing, how many people got to see the closing?
I mean, we saw about half of it at our house.
Okay. So he was, kind of got the idea from him that what you believe about your business is how your business is going to be. So it's also going to determine what's possible. So how do we think about it? When we think about it, how are we visualizing it? Do we believe we can achieve anything in the business? What is my perspective? One thing it was very intriguing to me is he said, if I had to write 10 secrets to success in business, what would it be? And if I write that for my business, the 10 things I have to do to be successful, and I'm not doing it, I need to change the way I'm thinking and shift that so I align my actions with my thoughts there. And he talked about getting derailed by, we'll make 7 calls, the first 6 are no. So we just assume that number 7 is going to be no. No, we need to stop thinking that way. Every call is a new beginning. And the ones who are successful are the ones who think, so they said no. It's not about me. It's their loss. So And again, it's, where do we go in our heads? Do we stay confident or do we just shut down? And so I think that for me, it's just a challenge to just keep going, because honestly, sometimes I think I'm an old lady, nobody wants to listen. So, just not falling into our weaknesses, but to persevere and just shake it off. I need to get that song, Shake It Off, and just have it going all the time. So going forward, test your beliefs. Are they serving you? Are they true? Or do they contradict and change the beliefs that aren't serving you? So again, looking introspectively, what are my beliefs? So one thing that really, I thought this was brilliant. We are offering a new opportunity, not an improved opportunity. We're not taking their failed business and saying, hey, we can do it better. We are offering them a brand new, incredible, one-of-a-kind opportunity. And we need to remember, we can't compare it to anything else because our company is not like anything else. Mm. If we do it as an improvement, or think of it as an improvement on what they did and they failed at something, they're going to start with that fear of failure, or that thought that they're going to fail at this too. So again, new opportunity, no competition. And again, our status, how do I perceive myself? It's not about the past, it's about the future. And there's no pain associated with new opportunities. He talked a lot about it starts in my mind, and we hear that all the time. What are our I am statements? What do I believe? Do I believe it in myself? Do I believe it's a new opportunity? Do I believe it's like nothing I've done in the past? And again, he kind of went over some of the same things we've heard over and over again. Listen to people. They've got a problem. We have a solution. So how are we sharing that solution with them? What's that? He said this is a new opportunity about 5 million times, in case you missed it. It's like, so every other thing, every third comment is, it's a new opportunity. It's a new opportunity. So got it. But why is it unlike anything else? And to build our business so people want to join us. We're attracting them. We're excited. And we know this, 80% of our revenue comes from happy customers. That is the biggest cat I have ever seen in my entire life.
Right?
I thought you had a lion on your lap. So then, what's my driving why? We're always talking about why. And I talked to Wendy last week. I've got my whys written out, and they're very inspiring, but they're not deep enough. So what is the driving why? And how, and what are my goals? He asked, how are you going to feel when you achieve the goals? And figuring out that deep why and attaching those to the goal. And if I don't, he asked, what will life look like if you don't attain your goal by conference? And what activities will help you achieve your goals? And that's how he ended that. So again, new opportunity, self-talk, listening to others, offering them that new opportunity, setting goals, following through.
Thank you. That was so good. Yeah, I had to be somewhere, so we had to cut everything short in our house. Well, it went over an hour, but yeah. But thank you very much. That's great information. And you always hear similar things, right? The mindset. It's about the heart set and the mindset and the passion and the why and the vision and taking action in all of it. So figuring out where, like you said, where am I not lining up with these things that are going to lead to success? Good. Thank you. Thank you. Who else has something to share?
Well, do you have anyone set up?
Holly I think you were going to share on something in particular. Why don't we do that? And then Sharon, do you have some things?
Okay. Yeah, if Holly doesn't end up sharing it, and I just have to tell you, this is my Juice Plus Kitty Samba. The one I got at Buckeye Boot Camp as a kitten.
Anyway. I remember that. She's huge. So sweet. Oh my goodness. What a sweetie.
Anyway,
Okay.
I'm sorry. In the middle of talking, I looked over and there's this furry head that's as big as you are, Sharon. Seriously, that's impressive, Kat.
I really did get him at a boot camp.
Right. You were feeding it, weren't you?
9 years ago. He was 6 weeks old.
Yes. So sweet. Oh, look at all the loving he's getting. He was kind of a feral cat at the time.
He still is. The only reason he's not running is because you guys are on the computer instead of in real life.
Okay. Okay, Holly?
Yeah, so I'm just going to talk about the new partner startup that AJ Majors shared. I'm not going to go through all the details because everybody kind of does everything differently, but I'm going to share just kind of my favorite takeaways, more generic stuff. The first thing was to remember that our new partners that we bring on, their success is 100% on them. We can't make them do it. You know, we do it because we want to, not because somebody's making us. So we just have to remember that it's not a reflection on us. We want people that are excited, motivated, and maybe a little bit nervous. You know, we're all a little bit nervous, probably still, you know, stuff makes us nervous. That means we're growing. So, and just like anything new, they're not going to be able to master this overnight. We want them to know that you've got to be coachable, have desire, and be willing to show up consistently for yourself every day, which I think is huge. Coachable, I heard that my whole life being in tennis. My husband, that's a big thing for them with the Tennessee Titans. If you're not coachable, you will not be on the team. So that's a good one. Desire, obviously, if you don't want to do this again, you're not going to do it. You've got a desire to do it. And then again, the consistency, I think, is just seriously, to me, is the biggest part of this. Whatever, like Wendy said, whatever part of it you're talking about, it's just that having to do it consistently. You don't have to do it a ton. You just have to be consistent. Also, let them know that they are going to fail forward and to give themselves grace and just keep learning and keep growing. She said, this is very important. Treat a new partner like a new customer. Create an awesome customer care experience. Check in, walk alongside their journey, and don't assume that they know things because they're brand new. Ask them questions, find out their pains and what are their expectations. So again, asking those questions. If they're not getting the care that they need, how are they going to be able to share that with others? Just remember, however you treat them is what they're going to do for their new customers and their new team members. Also remembering that when you sign up a new partner, make sure that you connect with them within 24 to 48 hours. You got to get going while they're excited. Don't let that linger. And then for us, what we do with Team Integrity is we really try to focus on mission-driven.info for our startups, just really keeping it simple. And really everything you need to know about this business is on there, but the best part is you can click getting started. That's a great place to get started. So there's that. Another thing is to, when you're sitting down with them, to pull out the calendar and put their team calls on their calendar with them, making sure it's a non-negotiable. You guys are all on here. You've made this a priority, but 30 to 60 minutes a month with their team is absolutely nothing. Like that should be a priority. I mean, obviously things come up, but that should really be a huge priority. And by you being on, they're going to know that it's a priority and they're going to be on. Tools using Voxer and Zoom. And then one cool thing she said was when she was showing them Zoom, she would have the upline pop on Zoom. You could kind of do a connection call in there. So I thought that was pretty clever if you could make that come together. She talked about, helping them share their first Juice Plus post, really trying to teach them not to view Juice Plus all over the place, but really create that intrigue. I think that's important because a lot of times people come on and it's like, what? Juice Plus all over the place. That's not attractive, So that's a good thing to do. And then as the upline partner, helping them speak to people, just because they signed that application does not mean they automatically know how to do this business. Of course not. So making sure that you help them. And then helping them with their story. And again, that's, you can do that through mission-driven.info. And something really cool too, I thought she's, and I know we've talked about this, but instead of overwhelming people with the whole stair step, just really kind of chasing those bonuses. We've talked about it 100 times, but here's the first level. Okay. And then we'll talk about what happens next. Some people want to know it all. Fine, tell them, but otherwise just kind of don't overwhelm them. And then the last thing that I'm going to harp on too is the customer care groups that we have on Facebook. She really talked about making sure they know to add the customers and then engage. And you guys, I beg you, engage. Please engage on those customer care. It is so tedious to be the only people. There's like a few rotating. So if you're not engaging on your customer care posts, please do that, because it just like, oh, it's just Holly again. What nonsense is she sharing? No, it's great for them to see other people posting, and they're going to engage. So just really, guys, please, please, please. Okay, I'm off my soapbox of that. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, come on, Holly. A little bit more soapbox, please. We need it.
Post.
When it goes back to, your customers are going to see you posting. So we should all be inviting them to the page and then leading in contributing, and, if it's the shred and the shred's going on, the same thing. So
and all the customers on there, they're not my customers. They're not. So make sure that you're caring for your customers in that way as well.
Right. Because she has her page with her team, and you've got a lot of people on that page. And then I have the rest of the team. And so, yeah, it's very important. We want to educate people well. We're paying them to be our customers. So keep that in mind as part of, the effort to, serve them well, right? Give to them, pour out to them, keep them educated on good things. So, okay, back to you, Sharon.
Okay. Now, Holly did hit upon the one thing I was going to say, but I've got a few things to add. Out of the whole thing, I was interested in what AJ Majors had to say. And especially because I'm starting up, I think, my niece Maria. She was here 2 days ago. So it's like that whole startup. I was really intrigued by the AJ's two-phase startup. So I am using her entire technique, well, maybe not entire technique, on Maria. So, and she happened to bring a friend with her. So we just sat down and talked about a couple little things, didn't want to overwhelm her. I sent her the Freedom Revolution. I said, that's business driven. That's where the business people go. And I sent her Healthy Living Revolution. I said, this is about the product. When she saw some of those webinars, she goes, oh, I already know the one I'm going to watch. So I told her the more she watches these things, the more she will understand it. So, but she had made mention of a couple things. The, making her write down the top 5 people she's interested to do this business with, and making her write down the top 10 people she wants to introduce the product to. So having her actually write down those names. And then Holly, I wrote down that Facebook post. It's the one I've been on these babies for night, and it's for me and her when we get together to post this Facebook post together. So as soon as she kicks off next week, to have her post this immediately. And she'll probably say something like, Aunt Sharon's been on these babies for 9 years. Great health turnaround. Okay, fruit and vegetable lovers out there, in 2 sentences or less, what have more fruits and vegetables done for you? Go. And it's like, I can type this out if people want it on Team Integrity. I'll type it out, and then and then just arrange, do a couple whatever for yourself. But anyway, those are just a couple notes from AJ that caught my.
I'm so excited that she's joining. Is she definitely going to join? Is she?
She says she definitely wants to do it. Now, she asked this what do you call it when they're online gamers?
Oh.
She asked her gamer friends out east, and their comment was, none of us care about health, or leave us alone about our health. But if you don't like crassness, cover your ears, because she's more crass than I am. But when she was trying to talk about Juice Plus to her friend, she goes, yeah, it's like dehydrated food and they put this shit in a capsule. And it's like, Great explanation, Maria. So I'm trying to get her. I mean, she said it just like that. I'm trying to get her to get a little bit more tailored on the verbiage. So anyway.
Well, she's young. She's very
Yes,
young.
she's
So
22. So I'm
wonderful. I just love having her here with her friend. They were wonderful.
I think she's a riot.
Yeah. Vocabulary will come with time. She's probably reaching a lot of people. So yes, yes. Well, thanks, Sharon, for sharing. Appreciate it. That was good. That was good. Okay, and I think, I don't know, Renee, did you have something that you stood out for you?
You need to unmute. There you go.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
I don't think so. We were late because we were doing customer care tonight. Time just got away from us. We were sitting there talking about all the shred stuff. I sent her an information list earlier today about some stuff, and she had some questions, so it's all good.
Okay.
Tori is right next to me, but she's
Hi,
not
Tori.
here. But she said that you want to talk, Tori? She said that she really enjoyed the information that they gave about the hypoglycemic.
Okay.
When you deal with questions from people who have diabetes, because, recently she just had her grandmother buy some fruits and vegetables, and we're just slowly getting her on everything. I really want her to take the quad, but you got to start somewhere. So that, I think she was a little bit nervous about it.
Right.
Trying to make sure to maintain those sugar levels. And so that was good information for us to have. And Tori, especially that way she can answer some questions when we see her, when she asks us some things. And by the way, she's doing really well.
Yeah.
So we told her that would be better if she started with like the fruits and vegetables and not the complete, because I've seen the webinar on the complete, and I know that can fluctuate you a little bit. So you have to be really careful about someone having diabetes to the point that they are on insulin. So I did see that. So we thought this was a better way to start her, and then, we'll build from there.
Right. Oh,
So, and I did enjoy the last gentleman, even though I didn't get to see, even though we didn't see all of him.
yeah.
He was a character, I thought, but in a good way. But yeah, he was totally he definitely had a lot of charisma and had a lot of confidence. I mean, you could just tell, there's some of us that do and some of us don't, but he definitely had it. Some of us grow into that. But yeah, he really had the confidence. That was for sure that he had going. But he said, you kind of have to believe in yourself. You have to believe what you're saying, or you're not going to get to the next level. And obviously he's definitely gotten to the next level. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I'm so glad you guys were here.
Tori said I said what she had to say.
Oh. Tori, can we see you for just a minute with your mom? Hey, I know not everybody was there to celebrate you that's here on this call, but we are celebrating you, your 2,000 plus, your success of reaching that goal. And I know your mama has worked very closely with you. So we're celebrating both of you. We're celebrating Sharon as your upline, doing a great, great job. So just wanted to celebrate you here too.
We're reaching out to more people in Indiana, so we'll see how things go.
Good. And you're out delivering product tonight and getting people ready for the shred. And
we're giving them all the confidence they need for the shred.
That's right.
Even though Tori's on day 9 of the first one, and she's like, I know. There's a whole group of us, which I haven't talked to Sharon about this yet, but we're going to try to get together next Tuesday. I said, Tori is probably going to want to eat everything in her sight by next Tuesday, trying to do 2 shreds back to back, because she's already kind of getting
It's tough, isn't it?
Are you talking about the team dinner, Renee?
Oh, I forgot about the team dinner next Tuesday. Nope, wasn't talking about that.
We were going to do a quick dinner and then go to the event.
Oh my gosh, the event's next Tuesday.
Yes, it is. It's the 13th.
Okay, we'll work on another night.
There you go.
Man, did that just go, got too much going on.
And tell Tori I'll let her cheat on the shred that night.
No way, she's got to stick to it every second.
I'm joining you guys. I'm joining you. Started today, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got day 9 of the last shred and day 1 of this shred going at the same time.
Oh, same Facebook page, right?
Yeah, and we got 4 new shredders, so.
Good.
Did you add them?
I
did
did
not, and I will tonight.
Okay.
Oh, good. Good. Well, I'll be joining you on this one, and I will try to contribute as much as I can. It was a little crazy last week, but anything else? I don't know. Is Ann on? I don't know who this iPhone is right here. Okay.
There was just the one other thing with Amber Weaver with the mindset and intention.
Yeah.
That one was really good. And one thing she said, when we spend time, it is not refundable. That really spoke to me, and that I have to intentionally ask for what I want. I need to be intentional about what I do to get what I want.
Yeah.
So making every day count and every second in the day count, or cheering with every opportunity.
So good. And we heard amazing stories. Oh, Carol Watson, I think she had many people in tears, just her journey of transformation, losing how many pounds, 150 some pounds or something. I mean, just amazing transformation. So we're going to wrap up. I don't like to go over an hour, but I just want to thank you guys for being on. I just love seeing you. I love when we can be together. Just so appreciate each one of you, and totally have your back here. So just let me know how I can be helping you. If you want to, even get on and talk about your DMO, talk about your habits, process through some of that, it would make a huge difference to change up some of those things. So okay, well, I'll let you go. We're all getting ready for conference. Be sure you're getting your tickets and your flights, and we've got rooms blocked at, trying to remember the name of it, Extended Stay America is where we're staying. So if anyone needs a room, we've got it. So
I don't mean to be laughing.
what are you giggling about over
We're
here?
laughing together because Sharon knows my eye. Eye contact.
She had to stay at the most expensive hotel because she's got a champagne taste on beer budget.
Oh.
So,
Because I've stayed at the Fairmont before, and I told Sharon, no, we called the flight. Let's stay at the Fairmont.
so we're taking these ridiculous flights so that we can afford the Fairmont.
It'll be worth it.
Trying to save money when it comes to the room, because you're barely there, right? You're barely.
I know.
Bed bugs, we're good.
We're gonna be there a little more often between the conference stuff.
Oh, okay. Are you bringing more people? Is Tori coming?
That's what we're planning on. No, she's got school, and she'll be actually right in the thick of it because they'll have a showcase.
Okay.
Come on. So she'll just be a few weeks from that, and yeah, they might even call Saturday rehearsals. So we'll have to see how things go then.
Well, we'll bring back all the goodies.
Yeah, we will.
We can do a call, and changes are coming, but they're all good. It's all simplifying things, and so I'm sure we'll connect on these calls and stuff to make sure everybody's got the changes down, and we're all ready to go, and that type of thing. So, all right, love you guys so much. Have a good evening. Good to see you. Bye, Tori.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Andy. Thanks for being on, you guys.
Uh-huh.
Bye.